So the risk management is going on. So under the risk analysis, we will study how we will control the risk. So it is the process of managing risk to achieve desired outcomes. So how we are going to reduce the effect of risk, that is called the management of risk. So whenever we will start any project, then from very starting, the effect of the risk will resume. And how can we control this? The risk, it is called the managing the risk and to get the desired outcomes. So there are three main methods to plan for the risk management. And what are those? Here we can say the methods. The first is the avoid the risk. So at basic level or primary level, we will try to avoid the risk. Then how is it possible? Then this may take several ways. So there are a number of ways to avoid the risk, such as discussing with the client. Okay, so at the starting, whenever we are going to implement the project, so then our team will go to an organization or the institute for which we are going to work on a particular project. So if we have the better interaction with the customers, or we can say with the organization, better discussion with the client, ultimately it will change the requirements to decrease the scope of the work. Okay, giving incentives to the engineers to avoid the risk of human resources turnover. Sometimes you know properly that if in a company there are several programmers are working, okay, and few programmers are allotted for a particular project, then we see on the situation the problems will occur when a particular programmer, or we can say the software engineers, are unable to receive the better incentives. So there is always remain some sort of fight inside the company. If we will give the good incentives to them, then we can avoid the risk. Okay. So ultimately, there is a demand of the software engineers to get the good salary or the good incentives, including other requirements or the perks or the facilities. So this is one of the factor which may avoid the risk. So at the initial level, we want to resolve the problem at the company level so that during the implementation of the project, the owner of the company, or we can say the management team, can avoid the risk. Okay, so this is one of the primary level at which we can reduce or avoid the risk. Okay, another point we can say the method transfer the risk. So sometimes there is the involvement of the third party. Okay, suppose we are going to develop any project, then there is a number of engineers which are working in a particular organization in a company, but sometimes there is a need or uh, maybe a requirement to involve the third party for some, we can say, the special work. Okay, then if we are able to transfer some sort of work to a particular third party, if we are going to involve the new party, then we can say some percentage of the risk we are able to transfer. Okay, so in that case, we cannot say there may be a fight between this engineer or the administration or the manager or the owner of the company. So at the primary level, we can avoid the risk, okay, just by discussing regarding the incentives to the engineers, or we can transfer the risk. Okay, so how can we transfer the risk? Just by the involvement of the third party. Okay, we can purchase for it for the time being, we can say, or for a special project, we can hire the third party to complete that project. Okay, so this is one of the way. Third is the risk reduction. So in this case, planning the method to include the loss due to risk. So here again, we will plan some methods, okay, to include the loss due to risk. So how we can recover from the risk. So ultimately, how we are going to reduce the level of the risk. Okay. So for instance, if there is a risk that some key personnel might leave, new recruitment can be planned. Okay. So beforehand, we must plan for a new recruitment. Okay. But we must be aware by this new recruitment beforehand. Okay. Suppose we are going to uh, work on a software, then initially we can think over the new recruitment, and accordingly we can plan or we can keep our reserve team for that. Okay, so sometimes such type of problem will occur, then the another team will take over. Okay, so this is, it's called the risk reduction. So we can reduce the risk here. Now there are various definitions of the risk. So first is the risk is the probability of suffering loss. Okay, so ultimately we can say here there is a loss to the company if we are going to face such type of problem during the development of the project, then the company will suffer. Okay, and sometimes the workers also. Okay, the team members also. So the risk we can say is the probability of suffering loss. Ultimately, there is a, we can say, loss. Okay, either to the organization and also sometimes to the team member, or we can say the software engineer or the programmer or the worker. So this is one of the basic, we can say, the definition for the risk. So risk provides an opportunity to develop the project better. If there is no involvement of the risk, means no opportunity to develop the project better. Okay, we cannot do the refinement in the development. If there is a risk, then it means we have some sort of pressure over the engineer. Then accordingly, we can work in a company properly and we will try to finish that project within a time. Okay, so we will take care of the quality as well as we will take care of the time. So we will try to finish before time or within the time. So it provides an opportunity to develop the project better. Okay, so there is a loss also, and we can say it also gives the opportunity to develop the project in a good condition or the better. Okay, so here we can define again another definition. Risk exposure is equal to size. Okay, because we always measure the length of the project into KDLOC, thousands deliver lines of control. Okay, so this is called the size, and the unit we use for this is LOC or the KDLOC. Okay, so total number of lines involved in the coding or total number of lines for which we are going to develop the software, then that is called the size. And this is the loss. Loss means either there may be a delay in the, we can say, to develop the project, so delay in the time. Okay, we are developing our project in few months, even though the time defined already was the 3 month, and just we are going to develop that project in 4 or 5 months. It means more expenditure, the organization will go in the loss. Okay, so if there is an involvement of the risk, then we can do better. So the risk exposure, we can say the size, or here we are going to define this loss. There is a asterisk sign, probability of loss. So here we will count only what type of loss and the probability or the chance for the loss. Okay, what type of things we are going to lose. So there is a difference between a problem and the risk. So problem is some event which has already occurred, but risk is something that is unpredictable. Okay, we are not aware. There is always uncertainty. At any time, any event may occur. Okay, so problem is itself a, we can say, an event which has already occurred. Okay, but risk is something that is uncertain or unpredictable. We are not aware by this moment what will happen in the next moment. So there are various, we can say, the basic definitions for the risks here. Now, how we are going to manage the risk. So the risk we encounter in a project should be resolved so that we are able to deliver the desired project to the customer. Okay. So here we will try to encounter, or we want to reduce the level of the risk here, and we will take care as we are going to start the project at the initial level. Okay, so we will take care of all such points. So that comes under the risk management. Okay, so we are able to deliver the desired project to the customer. We must be aware by the requirement of the customer. Okay, so we have to discuss all those points with the organization to which you are going to develop the software. Okay, and with the customers who will work in the same organization on that particular project. So we must be aware by all such type of problems which the customer may face in the future. So initially we will take care of all such type of problems. Okay, so we can encounter such type of risks if we will plan initially. So that is called the risk management. So the project should be managed in such a way that the risk don't affect the project in a big way. Okay. Sometimes the risk may affect only the few percentage, that is only 2 or 3%, then there is no any such type of problem because we can consider it as a plus minus 5 or plus minus 10% sometimes. But we will try to manage initial level so that we can manage the risk, okay, in a proper way. So the art of managing of the risk effectively so that the win-win situation, okay, and friendly relationship is established between the team and the customer. Okay, so there must be a friendly relationship that must be established between the team and the customer is called risk management. That is, there must be one-to-one relation. Okay, so that the problem which you may face in the future can discuss with the organization at very early stage. Okay, initially you can contact with the number of customers working in that organization. So this is called the art of managing of the risk. Okay, so we can say this is a win-win situation. If initially you will discuss the matter with the customers in that organization, then this is called the risk management. Okay, so by using various paradigms, principles, we can manage the risk. So there are a number of methodologies. Okay, how can we avoid the risk and what is the principle of the risk or how can we reduce the effect of the risk. Okay, so if we are going to reduce the level of the risk, then it is called the risk management. So we can use the several models, paradigms, methodologies, principles. Okay, so that is called the risk management. Now, what are the different principles of the risk management? So one is the global perspective. So we look at the larger system definition, design and implementation. Okay, we look at the opportunity and the impact the risk is going to have. So global perspective here at the starting, we will think over few points that is called the global perspective. And forward looking means here looking at possible uncertainties. So beforehand, we will think over some problems which may face in the future. Okay, so this will come or we can gain such type of opportunities we can earn with the experience. Okay, if we have a good experience, then we can face such type of possible uncertainties. Okay, that is called the forward looking and it will depend on the past experience. So this is the possible solutions for those risks that might occur in the future. Okay, so it will depend on the past experience so that you can take care of such type of uncertainties. which may occur. Third is called the open communication. So this is, we can say, the free flow of the communication among the customers and the team members. Okay, so I have already told you that there must be some one-to-one relation among the customers and the team members, so that they have clarity about the risk. Okay, so that they can discuss the matter or at the initial stage or at the primary level. So there must be open communication among the customer and team members. Integrated management. So the risk management is made an integral part of project management. Okay, so this is one of the important point here. That is, we can say the risk management is made an integral part of project management. We always consider this point so that we can avoid the risk initially. Continuous process. So in this phase, we can say risk are tracked continuously. Here, at each level or at each point, we are going to track the risk. Okay, and then we can resolve our problems. We can avoid the risk. Okay, so if we can say on each phase or at each level, if we will track continuously throughout the risk management paradigm. So here we will use some sort of different methods or the models so that we can avoid the risk. So these are the different principles of the risk management. So what are the different principles? Global perspective, forward looking, open communication, integrated management, and continuous process. So what is the continuous process? Here we will track continuously throughout the risk management paradigm. Now the identification here, we can see what are the different paradigm here for the risk management. Now you can see here, identify. So search for the risk before they create a major problem. So identification, what we are doing at initial level. Okay, search for the risks. We will search here before they create a major problem. Otherwise, if we will not take care, then here they may create a major problem here. Okay, so identification is very necessary, important here. Second is the analyze, understand the nature. Okay, what is the nature of that risk, kind of risk, and gather information about the risk. So we must be aware about the nature and the type of the risk, and accordingly we can gather the information about the risk. Okay, so this is called the analysis, or to analyze the particular risk. Okay, so these are called the risk management paradigm here. Third is the plan, convert them into actions and implement them. Okay, so here we will do, after analysis we can plan. Okay, convert them into actions and implement them. Okay, here, and another process is called the track. So we need to monitor the necessary actions. Okay, here we will track on each phase, or we can say need to monitor the necessary actions. Now, how can we control this? Correct the deviation and make any necessary amendments. So if we can do any corrections or we can do the necessary amendment here, that is called the control. And the another one is the communicate, discuss about the emerging risk. Okay, here with the help of the communication among the team members and the customer, so we can discuss about the emerging risk. Okay, even though we have the uncertainty, we are not aware, but what type of risk may emerge in the future. Okay, during the development of the project, or after that, then we must discuss about the emerging risk and the current risk and the plans to be undertaken. And accordingly, we will make the plan. Okay, so the communication is necessary. Now, here we can see the risk management in project management. When we are managing the project, then the how we can manage the risk. So basically, project management deals with the following here. So first is the planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Okay, so planning means looking for the desired results. Okay, the strategies to be applied. So here we will apply a number of methods or the paradigm here whenever we are going to plan. So looking for the desired results here. Organizing means getting all the things together so that the desired results are obtained. Okay, so by organizing the efficiency is increased and lot of time is saved. So here, if we are doing here the organization, then we can save the time. Okay, so by organizing the efficiency is increased and here we can save the time. So organization is must. Third is the directing, means the communication take place and exchange of ideas is formatted in this phase. So communication is also very necessary so that we can exchange the ideas, okay, and we can implement in a particular phase so that we can avoid or we can say the control the risk here. So controlling in the last phase, feedback and evaluation is done. So at the end, we will do the feedback and the evaluation is done. So controlling in the last phase, feedback and evaluation is done. Now the team risk management principles. So there are two principles. So first is called the shared product vision and teamwork. Okay. So this is called the team risk management principles. So there are two principles: shared product vision. Okay, what is the product vision? The common goal between the team and the supplier. Okay, so the vision is very lucid. Teamwork, working collectively towards achieving a common goal. Okay, so each work we are already aware. Whenever we will design any product or we are going to develop any product, so there will be a teamwork. Okay, and we can exchange our ideas. That is called the share product vision. So these are the principles for the team risk management. So the additional two principles here we can add. The best way to snap the risk to some extent is to involve the customers right from the beginning and build a team oriented approach. So here we will build a team, okay, and in the team we will work to avoid the risk. So we are not going to develop any project at own level, okay, or not a single person is completing the project. So in this way, the team risk management principles will help to tackle the risk better. Now you can see the diagram here, the global software industry. This is the industry and suppliers risk. Okay, here entrants risk, buyers risk, and substitute risk. Here you can see. So there are a number of risks here you can see, and this is the global software industry. And from various environments we are checking here. So there are several type of risk. So at the supplier level, we can say that is called the supplier risk and entrant risk here, and then buyer's risk, who is going to buy your product. Okay, substitute risk. So there are number of risk here. Now the risk management in a small project. preparing for the risk, looking for external and internal risk. So what are the external and internal risks? Here you can see uncertain requirement, okay, unknown technology, infeasible design, cost and schedule uncertainty. So if we are handling any small project, then how we can prepare for the risk, then we will take care of such type of things, okay. And another point is the identify and analyze risk, mitigate the risk, how we can finish the particular risk, okay, at the starting level. So in this phase, we have risk acceptance, risk transfer, risk avoidance, risk control. Okay, just we are going to finish that particular risk. Then how we can manage? We implement them in this phase so that we can mitigate the risk. We can reduce the effect of the risk, or we can finish the risk. So first is the, if we are going to handle a small project, then preparing for the risk. So at the initial stage, we must be prepared for the number of risks and identify and analyze those risks and mitigate the risk. So this is the overall, here we can say the diagram. Now we can say system design, just you are going system design, flaw or weakness. Okay, if there is some problem, okay, so flaw or weakness, if there is a problem in your project, then okay, yes, so come to this exploitable, again yes, vulnerability to attack exist. Then here, if there is a no condition, then means no risk. Okay, so again yes or no, then again if no, then no risk here. So, and we can proceed from each and every stage. Okay, and from here capable intent, then again from this, if it has the risk conditions, then we can come here, or otherwise no risk means no problem at all, then we can proceed. And then we come to the threat exist, if some sort of there is a threat, and again we can come attackers here. Sometimes the attackers may crash your software system here, okay. So accept risk if such type of problem may occur, okay. Then here you can proceed, or no, then accept risk here. If the attackers here attacking this, loss anticipated threshold, okay, if some there is a loss of information, then come to this side, mitigate the risk, reduce the risk. Or here, if you are unable to do that, if you are unable to avoid the risk, then accept the risk. So then there are other paradigms to avoid such type of risk. So this is the overall, here we can say the diagram. So in this case, you can say how to manage the risk. To determine the risk sources and categories, determine risk parameters, risk management strategies, identify risk, evaluate and prioritize the risk, develop and implement. Okay, so there are several points here you can see. So there are the ways to manage the risk here. Now, just the conclusion of this. So to manage the risk, we need to establish a strong bond between the customer and the team member. Okay, so we have already seen in this PPT that if we want to manage the risk, then we need to establish a strong bond. Okay, a strong relationship between the customer and the team members. So there must be one-to-one relation. Okay, so that we can discuss our ideas and with the customers, and we can also take the ideas of the customer and try to avoid the risk at initial level, okay, as we are going to start our project, okay. And also we will take care of the some in the midway, the software engineers or the programmer cannot, or we can say that we are not going to recruit any new programmer in place of the old one. Okay, so we will avoid this, or the company must avoid such type of condition. Or a strong base about risk management would help a great deal in tackling the risk. Software metrics and tools can be developed to manage the risk. So there are software metrics and tools. There are several tools. Okay, so with the help of that we can manage the risk. Or software metrics means the methodology to measure the software. Okay, so in that case we can concentrate over the total number of programmers which are working, and there is also the time bound in how much time the software will we are going to complete the project. So this will come under the software metrics, okay, software measurement, and we will calculate the time. So for this, we will use the number of tools. Okay, so with the help of that, we can manage the risk. So risk necessarily need not be negative, and it can be viewed as an opportunity. So sometimes it also acts as an opportunity to develop our project. Okay, so this is the last one. Any question, any queries, you can ask. Only four says. Any question, please?
सर यहाँ पे यूनिट 2 खत्म हो गई।
जी जी
जी सर। सर इसका नोट्स सर होगा, आप अपलोड करेंगे सर अभी?
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल करेंगे,
यस सर।
देंगे आपको नोट देंगे जी। ठीक है, ओके फ्रेंड, थैंक यू सो मच टू ऑल ऑफ यू।
थैंक यू सर।
ये कुछ कहना?
नो सर।
ओके, थैंक यू।